Hey, what's happening, gamers? Welcome back to Batman Arkham Knight. This is more Riddler trophies. If you guys are able to come up with a cool title, awesome. Your first like goal is 100 likes, and we are playing as the Batman of Zur-En-Arrh. What? That's not it. Didn't take my costume. Fun. Gotta go back. I clicked on it, but it didn't take. Hi, Gio. Hello, everybody. Okay, so we have to go through the whole costume thing again because it didn't work. That's weird. I've never seen that glitch. It said activate before I started the stream, and then it slowly vanished. Ooh, keys.
Like millions have cried out in terror, and we're suddenly.
I mean, Zur-En-Arrh Batman is something to be terrified of. It feels like it's spring.
It's very warm.
It's very warm. I am melting because I don't do well. Like, it has to be, like, on the thermostat over there, it has to be above 70. Like, I get like this if it's, like, above 70. Like, I feel weird. You can't put the air conditioner on, though, because the temperature outside is 40. But I'm right, isn't it? It's, like, 70 plus in here, isn't it? Yes?
Who chooses to dress like a bat unless you got a few screws loose?
Like every day.
Well, because you're a very important person to me. We talk. Am I right? Because it feels like it's over 70 in here.
It says it's 69.
What? Then I must really have a fever then. Okay, so we are Zur-En-Arrh Batman, crazy Batman. See, this is what Batman usually has to protect his mind from brain problems.
Clown Batman.
No, not clown. Well, I mean, he's kind of like clown Batman.
Jester Batman.
But the Batman of Zur-En-Arrh is supposed to be a, like, brainwashing contingency plan Batman has to, like, prevent himself from going crazy. He makes himself go crazy. He has another personality inside of his head that keeps to the mission of Batman, but he thinks he's a Batman from outer space.
What?
Yeah. It's a Grant Morrison thing, and it's a throwback to the Silver Age Batman where there's an episode where Batman goes to a planet, Super Planet X or whatever, so.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So he kind of thinks in his mind he's from outer space, but in reality he's not.
Right.
So he's Buzz Lightyear.
He's Buzz Lightyear.
I'm in a secret mission from outer space. You are a toy. You can't fly.
You're a toy. You are child's plaything, Zur-En-Arrh.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
I don't even know how to spell Zur-En-Arrh. Zur-En-Arrh.
Oh man, I have to listen to Buzz Lightyear's thing where he says, where he's like, millions of people are counting on me. He's like, if you'll excuse me. You're just an action figure. You are a child's plaything.
Mm-hmm.
You are a sad, strange little man, and you have my pity.
Oh, we can't do it. I was gonna say Zur-En-Arrh trophies, but we can't do it.
No, you could just take out where it says Batman and just put Arkham Knight. You could put
Zur-En-Arrh Arkham Knight. Though.
You could write Batman Arkham Knight something guide instead of walkthrough, and then you could fit it. If you took out the word walkthrough and made it guide.
How about Arkham Withdrawal? No, no drug reference. Ark trophies.
It is really hot in here, though, Luke. I am blazing hot.
Well, the PS3 increased the temperature of the house. It just did.
I mean, maybe the thermostat is inaccurate.
It feels like it's hotter than that. Either that or maybe we both have fevers.
Well, I am wearing 2 layers of everything.
I'm not wearing 2 layers.
I'm actually wearing 2 pairs of pants.
Oh no. Can you guys come up with a cool title? Because I can't. I'm literally... Shock and awe.
Chompy Mage.
No chompy mage. So, I don't know. We had a interesting day today. Like, basically, I worked tirelessly on this video that no one watched, and I, like, finished it at, like, 7 in the morning. I staggered upstairs, And then I woke up briefly around 11 in the morning, and I made sure that the video would get seen and advertise it. And then I fell asleep for a little bit, only for the house to like be filled with smoke from the bad stove. And my day's just been kind of meh. So I'm only doing 2 streams, and then Amber's playing Pokemon, she said.
Yeah, and like, today I was gonna get a pizza so I didn't have to bother Luke's nose with the stove. And then, like, what happened is they were like, I tried to use my card twice, and both times it was declined. I was like, I thought I had money in there.
Oh, I think I know what happened.
And then I was like, well, I guess I'll have to call my husband. I just left.
No. Tomorrow, call the bank, and you're gonna have to say, yes, we had a program. This happened last year, so they they shut off our card because we had a virus program renew. And I just remembered, I have a thing on my phone that says, was this purchase yours, yes or no? And I didn't reply. So you're going to have to call the bank in the morning if you want to use your card again and reactivate it and say, yes, that program is our purchase. It's a renewal. So they froze your card. That's why. Yeah, I mean, banks do that. But that's what's going on. It did ruin our day.
Because I didn't get anything done. I was going to quickly get a pizza and then get working on a lot of things. I was actually going to stream it too. But I couldn't because I had to cook because my card was declined, so I had to make my own food.
So if you're doing that health insurance thing tomorrow, it won't go through if you don't.
I would have done the health insurance thing today.
Right, no, no, that's not what I mean. It wouldn't have gone through. Like, no,
Luke, I don't know how to get it. They won't even listen to me because you're the main person on the account.
No, I'm not. It's a joint account.
Okay.
Where am I going again? Oh.
No, we're fine, Hunter. You don't need to tell us that. I mean, that happens to a lot of people.
What?
I mean, that's just a normal thing.
That's a life thing.
No. He's talking about something that happened to him with YouTube.
Oh.
Said, so I don't know what happened. I found out I haven't been subscribed for like a long time, and I never unsubscribed though. So I don't really know what's happening with YouTube. I hope you guys aren't upset.
No, we're fine.
No, I mean,
resubscribe.
YouTube unsubscribes about
a lot of our people.
Like, I would say 5,000 people every year. Like, if not much more.
Yeah, They
might unsubscribe 30,000 people a year.
We've been stuck at the 500,050 loop for like 3 years. They
constantly unsubscribe people. They unsubscribe thousands of people from our channel a month.
So we pick up like 15,000 new subs a year, and then it's like this endless. It's almost like we're in purgatory. It's kind of like this endless cycle where we get close to 600,000 and then we reset back down to 550,000. It's almost like Groundhog Day, except it's Groundhog Day every year with new games.
They only do that to our channel too, because we already looked it up. Like, they don't really purge other people's channels that way.
No.
They only purge other people's channels at certain points. They purge our channel every month. And they purge our channel several times a month sometimes. And they've been doing that for years, like for almost a decade, so.
Thank you for the gifted memberships.
Thank you, Tarks9. You're breathtaking. Thank you so much.
That man
so,
is
Hunter, you are just... you know how you see the tip of the iceberg? You're seeing the tip of the iceberg on what they... You're finally seeing what... It's finally trickling down to you what YouTube constantly does to our channel.
Mm-hmm.
And most people are going to say, like, we have a lot of forums about us and stuff that say the Kwings are just making it up. YouTube doesn't do anything to their channel, but it's not true because we get people all the time saying what you just said.
Mm-hmm.
All the time. So you're not the only one.
So, in our last stream, we were talking about the Justice League, and we ended up talking a lot about Ben Affleck's Batman, so people wanted to know our thoughts on Zack Snyder's Justice League, so I think we'll open up the floor to discussing Cyborg first, because I actually liked the Cyborg character in Zack Snyder's Justice League. and I wanted to see more of him. And I was really happy when Ray Fisher got the origin stuff like restored, because it gave more like insight into his character and why he was so grumpy. Like in Josh Whedon's version of the character, he's very robotic. You know, he's not. Well, I mean, he's a robot. Obviously, that didn't come out right, but it felt like we didn't really get to see that humanist element of him. Like, you know, he had a lot of bum stuff happen to him, and it explained why he was, you know, kind of robotic. Like Zack Snyder's Justice League actually goes into detail about, okay, this is what happened. Like, literally, he's more machine than he is man, and all this other stuff. The way that Zack Snyder did it, it was brilliant. And it's like, I would have loved to see them make a Cyborg movie after that, but at the same time, like, Cyborg was kind of like the heart of the film.
Yeah, I also really think that, like, Zack Snyder showed a lot of things behind the scenes that most versions of Cyborg that I've seen didn't show, such as the fact that he really didn't talk to anyone except for his dad in his house, and that he was always, even within his own house, he was in the shadow of his own house.
Yep.
And he would look out the window, but he would never show himself. Like, he hardly ever walked out on the street at all. Yeah, I thought it was interesting that the person, I think it was Wonder Woman who actually
Wonder Woman found
tried
him.
to talk.
Batman, they divided it up. Like, Batman went after the Fishman, and Wonder Woman went after the Cyborg.
Yeah, and I feel like Wonder Woman was better to go after him because you needed somebody, like, nurturing and kind. Because Cyborg had been through so much, and yeah, and I mean, like, the way that they presented it in the Snyderverse, like, with Cyborg, like, basically having an injury and then...
Car accident.
Like, yeah, car accident, and then basically, I think he would have died if his father didn't
Yeah, he was
save
dying.
him.
So, the mother box, the emergency surgery, yep. That's how they saved him.
Yeah, and then it seemed like I think he said in the movie, like, that he wished his dad did not save him.
Yeah, he had, well, I mean, he had survivor's guilt. His mom, who he loved very much, his mom passed away.
Oh. But
So-
also he said he became a monster, so he wished he would have died instead of become what he is.
Right, because he even says, I am more machine than I am man. Like, it's his time with the Titans, like, in comics and cartoons, where Cyborg really learns to be human again. Like, he learns to be accepted by society and, you know, to push past his physical limits as a robot and achieve, like, you know, his human essence again.
Yeah.
Like, he gets friends and all this other stuff, and we kind of saw that in Zack Snyder's thing. Like, he was just kind of like, he didn't really feel like a kid. Like, in Josh Whedon's version of Justice League, Flash and Cyborg felt like kind of like the junior members of the Super Friends.
Yeah,
Like, I
definitely.
think that's what Josh was doing.
But
Like, and it didn't work because
yeah.
the Justice League that Zack Snyder gave us, it felt like the League were all like these different like individuals that like band together to save the world, but it wasn't like they were all, you know, they were all kind of equal.
Yeah, like, I felt like when I watched the Snyderverse, I got the impression that although Cyborg was technically a younger person, he didn't act like a younger person because he had been through so much. He
had a lot of wisdom.
He basically acted like an adult, even though he was like 20 years old or something. He acted like he was much older than he was. Because he had been... I guess when you go through a lot of pain, you gain a lot of wisdom, and he had been through a lot of pain.
I can relate to that.
Physically and emotionally. And I always thought it was kind of... when I was watching the Justice League, and I saw... and I thought that was interesting. Sammy says, I liked how it was nice of him to help that woman win the lottery. Yeah. It's interesting that he had the power to do that. So he basically had power to do anything, really.
Yep.
And that was kind of the impression, like, I never got that experience from, like, any other version of Cyborg that I had seen, like, that he was that powerful. I mean, you kind of get the impression when you watch Teen Titans, like, he's able to hack into anything, and it's like, oh, no worries, I'm Cyborg. I can just hack into it because it's a machine.
Cyborg.
But, like, I never thought of, like, oh my gosh, if he wanted to, he could become basically the biggest supervillain ever. If he wanted to, he could take over almost the entire world, all the computers
He could
in
hold
the
the
world.
entire world hostage if he wanted to, yeah. He has that type of power. Yep.
I also thought it was interesting, like, I got the impression from the Snyderverse that, like, his dad obviously loved him a lot, but it really felt like he hated his father. But, you know, maybe he didn't hate him, but he was really angry at him.
He had some animosity toward his dad because, like, you know, he was really trying to show... He was very proud of his football career, and he always wanted his dad to come and see him because the scouts were coming. Like, the NFL was going to be there, and his dad always had to work. So he had a very close relationship with his mom. So when he lost his mom, you know,
yeah.
I guess he thinks that if his dad was there, it's survivor's guilt.
Well, maybe if things had been different.
Right. If they would have left at a different time and all three of them were together, maybe the horrific car accident wouldn't have happened.
Maybe
that's survivor's
the car would
guilt.
have hit somebody else, or it wouldn't
or
have hit
wouldn't
anyone
have
at
happened,
all.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also, like, I mean, it seems like he hated his... It was interesting because it was like he really didn't like his dad, but at the same time, his dad was the only one taking care of him. So it was a super awkward situation where there was so much, like, you could just feel the pain, like, emotional pain, like, between the two of them. They only had each other because their mom was gone.
Mm-hmm.
His wife was gone. They only had each other left, and they, like, almost hated each other. But they were taking care of each other at the same point. I guess that's what family is. But it was a good... I mean, even though they didn't really hate each other, because obviously they were taking care of each other. They were just going through a lot of pain. And it was very dark. It was the darkest version we've ever seen of Cyborg, I think. Also, like, so much of him was covered with machine. And I think that was the only live-action version we've ever seen of Cyborg. No?
No.
Oh.
Cyborg has appeared live action in Doom Patrol, and I believe he appeared in another show. Yeah, wait, no. I'm gonna backtrack. I'm backpedaling. I believe, don't quote me on this, but I think Cyborg's first appearance was in Smallville.
Oh, interesting.
I think he was a character that made appearance in Tom Welling's Smallville. I think.
Well, I don't know why, but I got chills seeing the football scene. Like, because I guess you always hear about it, and you imagine, like, wow, he was a football star? Wow, interesting, that's really cool, and then you don't really get to see it. And also, like...
Oh, that was part of his comic book origin.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, I guess I always heard, maybe I always heard it from you then, or whoever was talking about comics then. Was always telling me about it, because I would watch Teen Titans, and I didn't understand, well, what happened, and you would explain it to me. So I guess I always imagined it in my mind, and then, like, when Zack Snyder did it, where it was just this grand thing of, like, everyone was cheering his name, and everything was going well for him. Mm-hmm. Everyone loved him. Mm-hmm. You know, he was this very charming, handsome guy and all. Everyone seemed to really like him so much. Everything was going well for him. Mm-hmm. And like, you know, like, then suddenly he's completely disfigured, and he's part robot. Like, how could you even
recover from something? I mean,
it's just like it's basically what happened to Two-Face, but even worse.
I'd say it's worse for Two-Face.
Because
it was worse for
because
Victor.
it was like his entire body. I mean, he can't even, like, at least Two-Face, it's just his face. Like, for Victor, it's like his entire body is messed up and it has to be in the machine. And it's also really hard because for Two-Face, the guy lived his life as a lawyer, and he got to live most of his life. With Cyborg, his entire life was taken from him. Mm-hmm. He was a teenager or going into his 20s. Yeah.
College kid.
So he was
University.
just starting his life.
Mm-hmm.
It was just about to begin, and it was taken from him as soon as it was about to begin. It was just very, you know, and I think Ray Fisher, everything that I saw him do in the Suicide Squad was phenomenal, which I think is why I was so upset when, like, everything, you know, one person after another just had their reasons for not
the domino
wanting
effect
to
of all
be
the
in
actors leaving. Yeah.
I was just very upset because I mean, I can't force him to act. I couldn't force him to stay on because I know people mistreat him and stuff. So I understand that. It was heartbreaking to me because
He was Cyborg, yeah.
because I guess like people kept telling me like, well, you could just move on with the Justice League without Cyborg, and it's like, but
could.
how though? Because he's actually
can stay loyal
in the
to
current
Riddler.
continuity.
Stay in one piece.
Cyborg is a founding member of the Justice
right,
League.
Joe.
In the New 52, he
And
is.
also, he's an iconic person of the Teen Titans, and so you really, having seen all the scenes that he was in, and having seen what Zack Snyder did, it was like, okay, you could go without Cyborg, but how could you? It was so important.
Guys, we're about 125 people with only 90 likes. Let's get those likes up. Likes and shares help the channel tremendously. It helps things move forward.
He was in Smallville. His Cyborg design only appeared as an X-ray. His main outfit was a silver gray suit. Interesting, John Williams. Thank you.
That's amazing that I could remember he was in Smallville.
Thank you for the super chat. Vinco Doom says, when Bruce said, "This is Alfred, I work for him."
Yeah, that was great.
In Zack Snyder's Justice League, I cried. Yeah, I mean, that's cool. I mean, that's a very humble thing to say. I forgot he said that.
That was ad-lib.
Wow.
That was the Ben Affleck insert. That was an ad-lib line. This is Alfred, I work for him. That was ad-lib.
That's very cute.
Mm-hmm.
There's a friggin' army out there, and they ain't killed them yet.
Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Oh no.
Thank you, Vinco. Cyborg stands amongst the giants. Definitely, Vinco. Yeah, so, I mean, I was devastated. That was, yeah.
You are defeated.
And yeah, that, I mean, I think that was really good, that, like, the thing where Sammy said that he helped that lady win the lottery. I think we saw him angry and, like, I don't know if he yelled at his dad, but he was upset and not really talking to his dad, and they were, all you saw from him was anger, and then this lady was in pain, and he helped the lady. Like, not emotional, like, she wasn't in physical pain, but I think she really needed help with her money or something, and he helped her. So that kind of shows right there, like, with that small thing, that Cyborg, even though he's going through his own stuff, he is kind of a hero in a way. You know what I'm saying? Like, he has that hero's spirit where he wants to help people.
Yep.
So, yeah, I mean, like, I mean, with all the footage that was in the Snyderverse with Cyborg and stuff, I mean, I was saying, and I said this a long time ago as well, they should have had a Cyborg movie, but, you know, maybe if I don't really know what happened on the set with
Cyborg isn't going to be a part of James Gunn's universe either.
I don't know what happened, well, that stinks, because Cyborg is a really important character.
Mr. Terrific is the character that they're going to have play, like, the kind of like Cyborg role in James Gunn's universe.
Is he like a text person, or
Mr.
Mr.
Terrific?
Terrific?
Yeah. He's one of the smartest beings in the DC universe.
Oh,
He always has been.
I know. I've seen him in the Justice
He
League.
has white, like, irises, like eyes, like completely all white. He wears a jacket, the silver jacket, and he has a T, and he has kind of like a T on his face.
Yeah.
You've seen him in JLU.
Yeah, I've seen him in the Justice League.
Come on, guys, we're almost at 100 likes. Let's keep going. Also, does anybody remember how to tackle this riddle?
Yeah, so that's what we thought about Cyborg.
Yep.
You know, it was kind of hard to get used to him being such like a angry, like, dark character, because he didn't have his personality. But, like, I think what Luke was telling me when we were watching the Snyderverse and stuff was that basically you were going to see a huge evolution of the character eventually. Like, that was probably what Snyder was going to do eventually, like, throughout all the movies, if they continued with more movies or whatever, then, or if, you know, they had been able to continue the character more, you would have seen a better, you know, more, I don't know if Luke knows what I'm talking about, but you know what I'm saying, sweetheart, that he was going to have a lot of character development.
Yeah.
Don't you think? Or he was going to learn to...
My problem with the Snyder movies is he condensed things too much. Like, a lot of his stuff should have been like, kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? It should have been sprinkled, like sprinkled out. It should have been like sprinkled out over the course of like other films.
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
that way it wouldn't feel like this big mess. Like it would feel like kind of this more natural progression for the characters.
I think he was gonna do more films, but then they had to do the Snyder.
He was doing a Lord of the Rings thing. He was
Oh,
not.
so he was gonna do it condensed in 3 movies.
Yeah,
or
everything he did in his Snyder cut, that was his plan originally. Like the Justice League was always going to be a long movie, like before Whedon took over.
Oh.
And then maybe some elements that Snyder filmed would have ended up in Justice League Part 2. So he planned on just doing like a saga, like a Lord of the Rings saga. He didn't want to... That's where the too many cooks in the kitchen thing came from, is because he was very adamant about, like, I don't want to make like this grand connected universe. It'll be connected for my parts of the story, but then after that, you know, he always had a plan to reset everything with Reverse Flash.
I mean, I don't know if I'm allowed to say my opinion, because people have asked, like, what do you thought of the Snyder Cut, because I know people are differing in opinions, but I feel like people are gonna hate me, but I am a super fan of the Snyder Cut, like, so much.
I love the Snyder
Like,
Cut.
after I watched it, I was like, oh my gosh, like, this is amazing. Like, it was one of the best movies I've ever seen in my life.
I just didn't like how it was... I didn't like the ratio of it.
And, it was hard to watch again because it was so long. And it was very intense. But like, after watching that, I actually went and I watched the one that Snyder did, the 300, with the Spartans, and oh my gosh, that movie was so good, but it was really intense. So I realized, oh my gosh, like, so I guess I've just kind of become a fan of Snyder then. And the fact that a lot of the people that he, like, all the actors that he worked with, like, voluntarily reshot stuff, but just for him, it made me feel, you know, like, oh, well, they must have, you know, he must have had a good impression on those actors. He must have treated them well compared to, you know, how other people treated them on the set. I mean, I don't remember all the people that were working on that. But I know some people treated the actors badly on the set, but I mean, for me, like, I think that, I mean, maybe they were abnormally treating actors badly, but I also think I've heard that a lot of Hollywood directors are jerks. Like, a lot of them are. Like, it's almost like you have to find a nice director. It's like, a nice director is 1 in a million. Snyder is nice. I've heard the guy, Sam Raimi, is supposed to be a nice director. Okay. Well, anyway, so that's my opinion. I loved the Snyder Cut, but yeah. The only problem with it is that we didn't get Green Lantern, but he wanted Green Lantern in it. So
Yep. Go to pieces, Mr. Robot. Alright guys, your next like goal is 125.
I don't know, like, I don't know, Luke, did you have a list of questions you're answering, or what's happening?
Yeah, I'm going over the next one.
Okay, because I don't know what's happening.
I'm just trying to do my like goal.
You're okay.
I think somebody just gave us another gifted membership.
I saw it.
I think you just have more gifted memberships, yeah. Thank you, Tarks9, you're breathtaking, thank you so much.
Thank you, Tarks. Appreciate that. That's very nice of you, thank you.
Thank you for your generosity. Bless your heart, Tarks9. Thank you for helping keep the channel on the air. Thank you. Yeah, so John Williams was saying he knows another YouTuber that YouTube does that too. Where he watches somebody else where basically people say they haven't seen a video in months or something or in a long time, and they upload like all the time.
Okay.
Yeah.
So-
yeah, they do it to select people. There are certain people they decide to do it to.
Next up
for
on
sure.
our Snyder list is The Flash. What did we think of The Flash?
Whatever else happens tonight.
I liked...
You don't know if this was
He ran weird, but then
Oh,
I got over it.
I didn't like how he ran. I did not like how Barry ran in the...
He was my favorite version of the Flash because the other version of the Flash in the CW I did not like because he was too much of a popular guy, like, attitude, like, oh, look at all these friends I have and I automatically get along with everyone and I'm so cool and look at me. I didn't really like that kind of character. I really wanted a more relatable character, like somebody that was shy or somebody that was awkward or that could be more related to. And I mean, I don't know, say what you will. I mean, I understand that the actor, you know, did some things that weren't, I didn't really follow everything he did.
Let's not focus on
But
that.
I know that there's a lot of problems with the actor and what he did off camera.
I just said let's not focus on
Right,
it.
I know, but I'm just saying that I thought his acting was really good, and I have never seen any problems with his acting. I think he was I always think he's spot on with his acting. I personally do.
Okay.
That's just my opinion, but Luke can say whatever he thinks.
I didn't like how Barry ran. Even in the Flash movie, that was a problem for me. But I feel like Zack Snyder's Speed Force was better than the Speed Force we had in the Flash movie. Like, I really like what they did with the Speed Force, and I also like how Barry accidentally discovers it. You know, like at the end of the world, when the world is being terraformed and they're literally like seconds away from death, and Flash saves the entire Justice League. I really wish they would have kept that in the theatrical version, because it really shows that Flash is capable of being this hero instead of kind of this skittish like weakling that they show him in Josh Whedon's version, which I didn't like.
Yeah.
They were trying to make like that relationship between Robert Downey Jr. and Tom Holland. Like, you know, basically it wasn't the Flash in the theatrical Justice League, it was like Flash Boy.
Yeah.
But it wasn't Wally West. So
Yeah.
it felt weird to me because Barry in Zack Snyder's Justice League, again, it's like they're not acting like junior Justice League members, like Super Friends. They're acting like actual, you know, heroes that have powers and they're coming together to save the world. They're all these unique individuals, but I mean, there's obviously a team leader, Batman, but they each bring something significant to the team, and as well as like a different perspective. Like, Flash was pretty jokey in Zack Snyder's Justice League, but also, you know, he was very open-minded, like to listening to the team's discussion about resurrecting Superman. Whereas if you go back and you watch, I don't know why you would, but if you watch the Josh Whedon version,
Yeah.
like, he is just like very indecisive about what's going to be happening, and he doesn't know, you know, mom and dad are fighting between Wonder Woman and Batman randomly, so what side is he supposed to choose on? Batman recruited him and stuff like that. So, you know, it doesn't, you don't really get that weird like Avengers random fight thing that you had in Josh Whedon's version, because he made his Avengers fight and then they came together as friends. Whereas
Yeah.
when Zack Snyder did the Justice League movie, they weren't really, you know, Wonder Woman wasn't pushing him all over the place, and they were having like this adult discussion, like
Yeah.
it would be a bad idea to bring Superman back because of this, the repercussions of this. There wasn't like this, you know, oh, you know, your dead boyfriend or blah, 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 you know, all this other stuff. And then this random forced moment where Wonder Woman was popping Batman's shoulder back into place that just didn't work for the world that Zack Snyder was making. The idea of Wonder Woman and Batman accidentally touching hands like in an anime during Zack Snyder's Justice League, that was a cute moment that felt real.
Yeah.
It didn't feel like it was just written in there to be like, ah, Wonder Bat moment. It's like, that was actually something they were building up to that relationship, and you could tell. Like, it was a sweet little moment, like, oh, okay, there's something that is there for these two. They have a flirtation. That's kind of nice. It reminds me of the Justice League cartoon.
Yep. The Justice League Wonder Bat.
Yeah,
Yep, exactly.
But the Flash, like, he felt like a very confident character, even though... And it goes back to, which is weird, because the Suicide Squad movie took place before Josh Whedon's Justice League, and that Flash, if you remember, was actually able to defeat Captain Boomerang. But then we fast forward to the Flash in Justice League, where, you know, he's not able to,
How did you
to deal with the parademons. He doesn't know what to do. So it's like, what version of the Flash were we seeing in the Suicide Squad movie that took place, you know, before the Justice League? You know? Because I'm pretty sure it went Batman versus Superman, and then it went the Suicide Squad movie. And then after the Suicide Squad movie, it was the 2017 Justice League. So we had the Flash interact with, I believe it was Captain Boomerang, and he defeats him pretty easily, because Amanda Waller is talking about it. But then when we meet Flash again in the Justice League movie, he's very skittish and he has no idea what he's doing.
Wait, I don't remember him in the Suicide Squad.
He was in the blink and you miss it moment in the Suicide Squad. Batman and Flash are both in the Suicide Squad movie.
As Ben Affleck and Ezra, or other actors?
Huh?
Were they played by Ben Affleck?
Yeah, Ben Affleck and Ezra were both in
I don't
it.
think I saw the last Suicide Squad movie.
No, not the last one, the first one.
The one with
Will Smith.
They were in... Oh, yeah, that's right. Batman was in that. I remember.
Flash was in it, too.
Flash was in that? Oh, my gosh.
Yes, I said it's a blink and you miss it moment.
Wow, I don't remember that.
Yeah, he's in there.
Yeah, I mean, like... I thought it was really well done. I think Flash... I really liked Flash. He was my favorite version of... I liked it a lot better than CW Flash.
Really?
Oh, yeah, of course. That's what I really liked the, you know, I really liked the fact that he had like this whole, I liked everything about it. I liked everything about Justice League Flash. I just really liked him a lot. You know, like I said, like I didn't like CW Flash because he gave this popular guy vibe, and you know, like you know, that's just not you know, like like I just, you know, a lot of popular people at my school were complete jerks, you know, so, you know, it's the shy, sweet kids that were usually more relatable and kind, and so it made me really like, that version of the Flash. The fact that he was able to do, you know, he was, you know, just everything. The fact that he, just a lot, I really liked it. The fact, I thought it was more believable to me because, you know, his dad is in prison. You're not going to really be Mr. Popular if your dad's in prison. Nobody's really going to be your friend. Number one. Number two, if your dad's in prison, you're probably going to stay away from people. I know in my life, when I've had things that are difficult for me, I do not reach out to people and try to make friends with people. I try to stay away from people because people generally don't understand if you're going through something difficult. They're not, usually it's not helpful a lot of times. Most people aren't, unless you find someone really caring and kind. So, I really liked, you know, I liked that, and I don't remember when he had that, when did he have that scene with Iris? When was that? What was that?
Zack Snyder's Justice League.
Oh, yeah, I really liked that a lot. And I know that some people, like, really thought that was kind of creepy that he touched her hair, but I thought it was it was a little creepy, but that's okay. I thought it was kind of sweet. Because, you know, like, when you fall in love with somebody, sometimes you do awkward things. You know, and, like, her hair was right there, and he really liked her. And he was super shy. You know, he probably wouldn't have talked to her and got any chance to, you know, be around her anyway. And also, it was kind of like a love at first sight thing. It was like a meant to be thing. Instead of the thing in the CW universe where it's like, will they, won't they, will they, won't they, will they, won't they, and all this talking and drama. Instead of that, it's kind of like he sees Iris and something snaps and he's just like stricken with her, like love at first sight thing. And I just find that so much more romantic and sweet. I really liked that a lot. I was really excited for seeing Barry and Iris, and I don't remember what happened with that. I guess that didn't happen. I don't understand
No, sorry, not Suicide Squad. The Zack Snyder Justice League did happen.
Oh yeah, I haven't
because
watched in a long time.
Iris appeared in the Flash movie. So the Flash movie was in Zack Snyder's universe.
Yeah.
It opened in it, and then never returned to it.
Right. Yeah, and I really liked the scene. I think one of my favorite scenes was when, Batman came down and he had all these computers and everything. And it just reminded me of, like, I guess I kind of related to it myself because, like, he is this very intelligent person. Mm-hmm. And he's had to live his life pretty much alone, his whole life, because his dad has been in prison.
Yep.
And he has these powers he can't explain, so no one can understand him. And he's super smart. He's smarter than everyone. And he's very intelligent. And he possibly has if he wasn't full of so much trauma, he probably could be that charming, amazing guy in the Flash CW. But he has had all this trauma, and so it does make him awkward around people. And so I really like how he's very, very sweet, and like when Bruce Wayne comes to see him, he is really good at making friends one-on-one with people and making relationships. It's just getting to that point. Like, he's awkward when he first meets people, but once he does, he's able to be able to form relationships fine because he's a very sweet person. Mm-hmm. And I liked everything about the Flash and the Snyderverse. I liked how, as soon as Bruce Wayne met him, he threw that batarang right at him, because he knew it was him. And and I also really liked how he just like jumped in the car with him and like they just basically became friends within a few seconds. So I just thought everything was amazing. I really liked the writing in it.
Okay, that's fair.
That's just my personal opinion. I really liked it a lot.
And you're allowed.
And I just really liked it. Yeah.
All right, so there it is. That's the riddle we need. So we're almost done with Bleak Island, actually. This is the last thing on Bleak Island. The very last. Iris chat. We go with 42. Final Bleak riddle. This is cool. Okay, so next up, what we'll talk about is I guess there's a lot of differences between Aquaman and the DCU. There's so many versions of Jason Momoa's Aquaman, it's hard. You've got Josh Whedon's version that's very like comic relief. You've got Zack Snyder's version, which is like this towering like water god. And then you have Jason Momoa's character, which feels like, for his Aquaman movies, it's kind of like a combination of the jokester from Josh Whedon's movie and the tough, kind of like, I'm going to kick your butt aspect of Zack Snyder's. But, I mean, again, I really feel there's, like, 3 different, like, types of, like, Jason Momoa's Aquaman that we've seen. Maybe, I mean, I haven't seen his last movie as Aquaman, so I don't know what his portrayal was, like, if he continued that, like, kind of, like, Aquaman movie, because I liked the first Aquaman movie. I did like it. Mm-hmm. And I thought Jason nailed it as, like, that, version of Aquaman that reminded me of the Aquaman of the 90s with the hook hand. So I didn't get to see the newest movie because I really didn't have an interest in it because of Amber Heard. Maybe, when it's on Amazon Prime and it's cheaper, I might rent it or something, but I don't know if I'll ever own it. But, I kind of would like to see Jason's ending. It's just I don't want to give Hollywood too much money, so the best way to hurt them is not to go in the movies in theaters, because, it's the box office numbers that are more than the DVD and rent sales.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'll probably end up renting it, like, in a month or two, like, once it doesn't really matter anymore. But I liked his commanding performance that he had in the Aquaman, and, like, he would know when to joke and when to get serious, whereas in Josh Whedon's version, he had all those stupid, all that stupid stuff he did, where he acted like he was this big, strong guy, and then he sat on Wonder Woman's lasso and was like, oh, this guy's just a big teddy bear and stuff like that. It was kind of cute. And
that was the Josh Whedon thing?
That was the Josh Whedon thing. So when I saw that in theaters, I was like, okay, I mean, it's kind of funny, but then they, you know, made him a little bit too pranky, like, for the rest of the movie, and it kind of took away from that opening that he had when he first met Batman, and it's very intimidating and like, whoa, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I'm allowed to say it, but I mean, I still think I agree with what I said back then. I can remember what my opinion was back then about why the DC coming together universe is different than how Marvel comes together, because Marvel heroes are a lot of extroverts and DC heroes are generally introverts. And I think introverts would not act the same way as extroverts would. A lot of extrovert people would, you know, kind of like maybe argue and stuff like that, and kind of like speak their mind and kind of get into it, whereas introverts would kind of not, that's not how they come together with other people. Introverts are people that think before they speak, so you wouldn't just randomly say a bunch of dumb stuff and then eventually get together in a group. If you're, you know, if you're somebody that actually, you know, if you're quiet but very stoic people, which a lot of the DC universe are, then you wouldn't just get into stupid fights for no reason like Marvel characters do, no offense. And that's why I think a lot of introverted people enjoy DC Comics and a lot of extroverted people like Marvel, because it's more of a different way of life. If you, I think a lot of DC fans are introverted because, or at least have that stoic and quiet wisdom quality about them. And that's why you cannot really actually write DC heroes the same way that you would write Marvel heroes, because like you said, it was kind of like out of character. Like Aquaman, it was funny, like that he sat on the rope and did all that for the audience, but in reality, if you actually think about Aquaman, his actual character, he's this like kind of well, it depends on what version of Aquaman. But
there were 3 different versions.
But he's super, I mean, I'm guessing that the Aquaman they were going to make him was going to be the super tough, like, scary guy who literally, I mean, I thought they were going to give him a hook for a hand at some point.
I think that's what Zack Snyder was planning.
That's what I was hoping would be that version of him. And so, like, I think, you know, I think that you kind of had to pick which version of Aquaman are we? Are we the outrageous, or are we the, you know, are we the really extreme, like, you know, like basically Rambo Aquaman? So, like, yeah, like which Aquaman are we? So I think that was the problem. Like, you cannot actually write DC, you cannot write the Justice League like you would write a Marvel. And there has already been a perfect example of how the Justice League could have come together. And that was, you know, Dwayne McDuffie writing, you know, the Justice League animated series. He already gave the perfect blueprint for how those the characters would interact and everything. Like, that was perfect. Like, it was just perfectly done. And a lot of, like, the way that, if you actually look back at the Justice League animated show, you realize that a lot of them actually kind of bonded through understanding each other and what they went through, you know? Like, for instance, John Jones, him having lost his family and his planet and stuff, he bonded with Superman because they both had that happen to them. And then, like, John Stewart, he kind of bonded with Hawkgirl because, you know, they both could understand being, you know, different, or, you know, just feeling out of place and stuff. And so yeah, like, I feel like, you know, like, there was a lot of really strong bonds in the Justice League animated series. So I'm really glad, like, I think that Snyder knew how to write that correctly, where literally, like, when Flash says, like, I need friends, he's literally being completely honest to Batman in a way that he probably would not be honest to anyone. And they're literally bonding very closely, you know, not just like, oh, on the surface, like, joking around. They're very closely bonded, I feel like.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't know. It's, yeah, I mean, like, I liked Aquaman. I liked the movie. They had, what does her name be? Nicole Kidman was the queen in that movie, I think. So that was really cool. The weird thing that you had to get used to in the movie is that the guy who's Aquaman's brother is the way that Aquaman usually looked in some of the comics, and then the way Aquaman is kind of that way, like kind of they swapped like character models almost. But yeah, I really like the first Aquaman movie a lot. I haven't watched I didn't watch Aquaman 2 because of reasons, but yeah, I don't know. I really liked Aquaman. I forgot what the question was.
Oh, we were talking about Aquaman.
Yeah, so I mean, yeah, I think Aquaman was a lot of fun in the Justice League. Like, you know, I think he really held it together and stuff. He helped hold everybody together. He was a lot of fun. That's one thing like Jason Momoa was great at, is having a lot of fun with everyone.
He wasn't like the glue that held everybody together in Zack Snyder's thing. Like, he was just like kind of there, and he was like, the people of Atlantis, you know, we have our own troubles, but you know. He talked to Wonder Woman like, you know, he knew she was an Amazon, and he didn't act like as much of a goofball like in Whedon's version. Whedon's version, like, he was, you know, trying to be like that tough guy that also has the heart of gold, and he's kind of funny. In Zack Snyder's version, he's a guy who doesn't really like the you know, Atlantis and things like that, wants nothing to do with them. And, you know, he's the only one that they can send because they're not going to go and really deal with what's going on because they have to protect Atlantis from possible invasion.
Yeah, it was, it was interesting the way that they wrote his character, where he wasn't really king of Atlantis at that time. Like, he was technically the heir to the throne of Atlantis, but he wasn't really ruling Atlantis at the moment. Like, his family was there, and he was kind of
heir to the throne. Yeah.
He was like an outsider to everyone. He was an outsider to humankind. He was an outsider to Atlantis kind. So I guess that was why he found his clan of people, the Justice League or whatever. So that makes sense, I guess. Though the scene with Bruce Wayne recruiting him was pretty scary. I kind of thought like
it was scarier.
I kind of thought
it was more intense than Zack Snyder's version.
Yeah, I kind of thought that like for a minute I thought he was like gonna kill Bruce Wayne, or he was thinking about it or something.
Definitely gonna rough him up.
Yeah, it was a little bit intense, which I really liked. I liked how intense it was. Actually, I thought it was kind of neat. Like, I liked the idea of Bruce Wayne, a human being, going through and like recruiting all these metahumans, because it kind of made it like where he seemed like he was very brave to do that. You know what I mean? Because these people could literally kill him if they wanted to, and they were kind of like outside the law. Nobody would really know if Aquaman just killed him or if Wonder Woman killed him. Like,
Wonder Woman wasn't going to kill him.
Yeah,
They already fought together.
Yeah.
They faced Quasimodo together. They're good.
So, yeah.
So pretty much, like, you know, that's what they were gonna do with that.
That was really neat how Snyder did that, where like she was the one that she was kind of the first metahuman that he met. So he was kind of like smitten with her. That was like already kind of introducing Wonder Bad, kind of. Like, or the idea of it. Yeah. Or the possibility of it.
They were definitely hinting at it. Like, it probably would have happened, but Wonder Woman, she was gonna die in the second movie.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh no! I accidentally took down the Riddler guy. I didn't mean to do that. Darn it!
Yeah, I mean, obviously Jason Momoa was a lot of fun as Aquaman. It was a really fun movie.
Ghost cop car. There's nobody in there.
But yeah, I mean, like, the whole Justice League was hard because we saw a ruined version of it first. If everyone had seen the Snyder Cut first, I feel like people would have been more open to it. But because everyone saw the ruined version of it, it was like, it's like giving a really bad taste in your mouth, where it's like, say I made broccoli, and I'm trying to get my kids to like it, but I add like hot sauce onto it and they hate it because it's too spicy. They'll never eat it again. They'll never even try it. And that's how I feel about the Justice League. It's like people watch like the terrible spliced up version of it, and then a lot of people, like, I actually told them at the time, like, oh, you should watch the Snyderverse, like, it's a much better version of this.
What?
And they didn't want to watch it. They were like, well, I already saw.
Guys, did you see that? The Riddler guy just completely vanished. I was chasing. He was right here and he vanished. There's no sign of him.
Or something.
He went through the wall.
Yeah, so, I mean, like, I just, you know, I tried to tell people that, you know, they should definitely see the Snyder Cut, and they just said, well, I already basically saw it because I saw the Josh Whedon version. And it's like, well, you didn't really see the movie then.
What the actual heck? That is, there's no way. I was on the guy, and he phased through the wall. Like he was Nightcrawler. He's just gone. That sucks. Ugh. Well, that happened. Alright, so anyway, we got a riddle that's close by. That is so annoying. I had the guy and he's gone. Wait. Okay, that's weird. Alright, so we're going to the riddle.
The best Snyderverse story lines were Superman and Batman, says Glove Official.
You said you were getting
Yeah.
the smokes. That's the whole reason we raided that.
I liked Superman in what they were doing. Wait, I haven't done this one yet.
Yeah, I mean the main problems that Snyder had was he killed the wrong Robin, basically. If he would have killed Jason Todd, everyone would have been fine with it. But he killed
He killed Dick.
Yeah, he killed Dick Grayson instead, which is not only a fan favorite, but also an important, just like, you know, Cyborg's a very important, vital character to the DC Universe. You know, Nightwing is also a very vital, important character of the DC Universe, so you can't really kill him off, but he did. So, you know, that was his big mistake. I honestly, my opinion about the whole Snyderverse as a whole, and I disagree with Luke on this. Basically, Luke feels that, you know, like, Snyder wanting to kill Dick Grayson kind of, like, is unacceptable, and it's good that people held their ground against Snyder. I kind of, and I think you also said it in a way, you kind of would like to have seen Snyder's vision, looking back on it, even though he did kill Dick Grayson.
Mm-hmm.
And I agree with that. Like, at first I thought, well, you know, people disagree with Snyder about this or that, but I think looking back on it, I would have liked to actually see, I wish they would have just let him have his way with it, even if he killed Dick Grayson, because I would have liked to see everything he wanted. I wanted to see the black suit Superman with the long hair or the short hair, whichever one, and, you know, kind of like zombie, crazy Superman coming, well, we did get to see him in the black suit coming from the grave, I guess.
Yeah.
But there were, I think, even worse than killing Nightwing, though, the other main problem I had with Zack Snyder was that he tried to make, like, you know, Bruce Wayne and, you know, Lois Lane have a kid while Superman was dead. I thought that was pretty messed up. It's just weird. Especially
when he had already started hinting at a romance between Wonder Woman and Batman.
Yeah, I think, like, that was the worst idea. Like, if he had, if I had allowed him to kill Dick Grayson, okay, fine. But, like, that was just too messed up. Because I feel like that was super friend betrayal, especially because, you know, he and Superman were friends. And it's kind of messed up. Especially when your friend is dead, you suddenly end up with his girlfriend or future wife or his fiance. That's pretty messed up. So other than that, though, I really did like everything about the Snyderverse. I mean, I really wanted to see the rest of it. Of course, he had a death in his family, so I think that was the clincher that really made it so he couldn't really... I think that was a huge factor.
Yeah, that's
why we never really got to see everything.
But they were also looking for a way to get rid of him, too. So it was like, you know, the family tragedy and some other stuff all kind of led to his dismissal eventually anyway. Because he left after Justice League was done.
Thank you for the highlighted message, Decker. Really appreciate that. Says, evening K-Wings, any thoughts on Justice League versus the Fatal Five? I'd watch it again, but in my opinion, I didn't need to be connected to the Justice League U series. I didn't need it to be... It didn't need to be connected to the JLU series.
I don't know if it was connected to the JLU series, though.
Thank you, Decker. You're breathtaking.
The movie was okay. It was nice. It was the closest we ever got to a reunion with most of the original cast from, you know, Conroy's alumni. So that was nice.
Why don't you tell me your thoughts on the different characters? Because I didn't mean to interrupt you.
I already said it. I was gonna like.
Yeah, so we can just move on. Another. I can tell you what other things I screenshotted from other people. Okay, so let's see what people said. Thoughts on members of the Zack Snyder's Justice League, says Vinco. That was what we answered. So hopefully we answered that for you, Vinco. Thank you for the super chat. Golden Sun and its sequel confirmed for Game Boy Advance Switch January 17th, says VG Shine.
Yep.
Thank you, VG Shine. Dead Red Redemption rated M. It has some great written characters. Thank you, Justo Kenobi, and thank you, Decker, for the highlighted message. Really appreciate that. Thank you.
I guess the other ones are inside of the Stag airship. No, they're not. They'd be here somewhere on Founders Island.
Evening, everyone. Kind of wish I would have added funds, but at least my question fit in the highlighted chat. Thank you, Decker. You're breathtaking. So, what is the Fatal Five? I don't even know what that is.
It was a movie from a couple of years ago. It was an animated movie with some of the returning Justice League cartoon alumni.
Honestly, I liked the first Zack Snyder Justice League. It was kind of funny. I don't know why people hated it, says Bowman. Honestly, Bowman, I didn't mind it. I didn't mind the first one. But there were a lot of, like, the problem with the first... Well, there were some problems with the first Justice League. Well, actually, I had the privilege of having Luke next to me explaining. He actually told me when we were watching it in theaters which was the Snyder and which was Whedon. And he actually was able to tell me what was cut from what while we were watching it, while I watched it the first time. So, if I hadn't had a resident Batman guy next to me who had researched all about the different versions of the Justice League, I probably wouldn't have noticed very much, but I think I would have noticed something was off because...
I mean, you could tell Ben was wearing a wig during the Whedon stuff, and his hair was actually nicely cut. And
you could... Basically,
Zach.
The reason why, I don't know, I think everyone could tell there was something off because number one, it didn't do very well in theaters, and it really should have because, like, you know, like, everyone in that was good actors, and Zack Snyder is a, you know, very famous director, and, you know, it's DC, and, like, you know, it has Ben Affleck in it, and everything. Like, it should have really done really well, but for some reason it didn't, and I think, like, subliminally, I think the audience could tell something was off. And basically, to answer the question on Bowman or anyone else, basically the problem with it was that, like, sometimes you could see in different cuts that the sky was different, because they literally had to reshoot everything. So yeah, and also the toning was different, like the tone of it.
Thanks.
Like, it would start out in one scene serious, and then when they cut to another scene, it would be, like, joking around. So, it was just, you know, it was frustrating. I think it was just frustrating. It was a movie that couldn't decide what it was, because at one point it was a Marvel movie, and then 3 seconds later, it's a DC movie. And then after that, it's the Joss Whedon movie, and after that, it's the Zack Snyder movie. So, it's like a movie fighting with itself, but... yeah, I liked it pretty well, actually, Bowman, to be completely honest. Luke had to explain to me that it was spliced up. If he didn't explain that to me, I probably would have really liked it, and, you know, I probably felt like in somewhere deep inside me, I probably felt like something was missing or it could have been better, but I couldn't tell how. But once I saw the Snyder Cut, then I realized, oh my gosh, this is what it could have been. Oh my gosh. Why did they even release the other version? So I don't even know why, like, but yeah, so what, I mean, for me, I couldn't tell what was wrong until I saw the Snyder Cut, and then I realized, oh my gosh, like, of course, that first version shouldn't have ever been released. So that's how I feel.
We have a problem. I just did the Riddler stuff again, and it didn't activate the it didn't activate any other additional riddles. Like, I don't know if this is a glitch or what, but we're on Founder's Island right now. We have 210 riddles out of 243, and the Riddler thing didn't fill out my map, nor did it fill out my map inside of the blimps. Are you... Wow, thank you very much.
Thank you, Tarks9. You're breathtaking. Thank you so much.
Tarks, is your bank account going to be okay, buddy? Because you've been kind of like the Superman
Tarks9 is
almost
Batman.
all week. Almost all week.
Thank you, Tarks9. You're breathtaking. Thank you so much. God bless you, Tarks9. Thank you so much.
Alright, so we have no idea why that's not working. I guess I'll hover around, try to find some more Riddler guys, because it's not filling out my map after I take these guys down, which is weird.
Thank you, Tarks9. Hope you're having a great day. Thank you so much.
Oh, my jaw popped at the same time. What?
Injustice 2 costs $3 right now. Awesome.
Alright. I guess we'll try to go Riddler thug hunting. I don't know what else to do. Maybe hang out underneath the blimps and hope that... Because, I mean, usually what happens is when you take down a Riddler thug, it reveals the location of the different riddles. That's the whole thing. That's what it's supposed to do. Especially, there are still riddles on side of the airship. There's at least 2 of them. Maybe there's more, I don't know. But they're not showing up here. The only thing that's highlighted in green here is the exits. So this is really weird.
YouTube just tried to recommend the video with the rant in it.
Oh, the legendary Batman Begins rant.
The last riddle you need is Pigs Building. It is the circus poster for Founder's Island. Okay, thank you, Zur-En-Arrh.
Let's try this again.
Warner just wanted to make Avengers money, says John Williams.
Probably. I mean, they hired the Avengers directors. Oh, shoot. Be very, very careful with that. Oops. Easy, Andy. People can hear that on the microphone.
Okay.
Very good mic. Whoops. Whoops. Don't kill him.
You're gonna die.
You're not getting up from this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna count to 1, and then I get mad. I'll talk. God, I'll talk. You've been very helpful.
Riddle locations added. Supposedly. No, there's no Riddler locations added. Show me. Bleak Island's done. You just have this popped up. This riddle. And did it finally fill out this? No. It still hasn't done the airships. This is really getting irritating. Like, oh, whatever. We'll go do the riddle. Oh, that's not good. That's not good at all.
Yeah, I mean, like, the problem is, like, that, like, a lot of people think they can kind of copy the Marvel's Avengers model, but the problem is that, you know, like, you can't, you'd have to, I mean, I feel like it's like making a lightning strike twice. You know, no one knew that, you know, like Robert Downey Jr. when he made Iron Man, he didn't know it would be such a huge success, and then create like this 10 years of amazing Marvel
Guys, stop fighting.
movies. Don't you agree, sweetheart? That
I'm mostly here.
do you agree with me or no?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah, I'm kind of feverish, so I'm mostly
Okay.
here.
So, all right. Well, I guess I'll ask you another day.
I agree with what you
Well,
said.
fine. I'll
about
just
Marvel.
say it then. Then whether Luke agrees with me or not, I think that, like, you know, you can't force lightning to strike twice. You know, I know Robert Downey Jr. and I don't know who else was working on that. The other guy that they were writing that movie with Iron Man, and then of course he had some
Dave Favreau?
Yeah, Favreau. And then, like, of course, then he knew that, the guy who played Captain America knew him personally, or at least he knew him well enough to ask him to be Captain America, and so he, you know, Robert Downey Jr. really was holding that together for a long time. He was kind of the glue that put all that Marvel universe together, and of course Favreau and stuff. So I mean, you could try to copy what they did, but you couldn't force it like that because it just kind of you know. And also they had the ability to have Disney ironclad contracts for 10 years, and Disney can kind of make people do whatever they want. You can't have any drama with your contract. You know, you can't get out of your contract or Disney will sue the pants off of you. So, you know, Disney was able to make a lot of those actors stay for 10 years. And, of course, they had a lot of money, you know. So, I mean, DC really, you know, and anyone else trying to copy them, you know, like, or anybody like that, you can't really recreate what they did with Marvel. It's almost impossible. Of course, Warner Brothers has a lot of money, but you know, there was a lot of problems that happened, like with, for instance, you know, like somehow Disney was able to keep any kind of drama away from their actors for the entirety of filming those movies, and there was drama with the DC actors. There was tons of drama, and for some reason, the reporters did ask about those questions, and it did come up, and you know, for some reason, Disney has some kind of power to make those kind of questions go away. Whereas DC actors, that didn't happen for them. Like Ben Affleck with his marriage, those kind of questions kept coming up. And then, of course, we had all that other drama with several other actors. Two of the DC characters, both Aquaman and you know, Batman, their marriages were having trouble during certain parts of the filming. So, you know, like, it's just, you know, there was just a lot of problems for DC, just kind of all contributed to making it difficult for them to make something like that 10-year thing that Marvel was able to do. Oh my gosh, you're gonna do the Professor Pig thing now.
He's already in jail. I missed a riddle here. Trying to get the riddle.
Yeah, exactly. The Marvel was planned out to an extent, and the DC movies were rushed. It's kind of one after. Yep, exactly. Alberto and exactly, and you know, I think James Gunn. You know, we want to see if it's gonna happen. If it could happen for DC. Now, James Gunn works for DC. And he has a plan. He has an outline. And we'll see if he's able to make it work for DC the way he was able to make it work for Marvel. Maybe he can do it. We'll see. He has to start over.
Alright, we got it. Okay, so you want me to go to the Arkham Knights. What Arkham Knight base are you guys talking about? The one... Arkham Knight headquarters where... Are you talking about the one in the abandoned mall or the one underground? The abandoned mall?
You have to go to Divinity Church. You're supposed to scan a Riddler puzzle in one of the rooms, says Daniel. That was a while ago.
Divinity Church?
That was a while ago, so I don't know if that was now.
I don't... Uh-oh. I don't think there is a riddle inside Divinity Church.
wonder who it was.
It's
under
not
that
like
visor
Divinity
after
Church is
all.
not an
You
open
think he
place.
knew Batman?
Honey, don't do that. Thank you. Where is the thing? Where did the church go?
Yeah, I mean, I think Luke really wanted the Batman and Deathstroke movie too, Adrian. I think that would have made Luke very happy. There was also going to be a Nightwing movie at one point, long before that.
Yeah, the Chris McKay Nightwing movie, but
We would have liked to see.
that's why I was mad at Zack Snyder, though.
Oh, it was.
That's why
What?
Chris McKay was mad at Zack Snyder,
Oh,
too.
because he made that.
How
not a
can you
thing.
make a Nightwing movie if Nightwing
Oh, that
is dead?
so that was part of Zack Snyder's fault that didn't happen.
Yep, it is partially Zack Snyder's fault that Nightwing movie never happened. Yep, because there's no way they could bring Nightwing in
Yeah.
because he was dead. So, yep. So now you know why I didn't like some things that Snyder did. That's one of the core reasons, because I was very excited about... Chris McKay had the correct attitude for a Nightwing film. He had, you know... He was really excited to do it. He had the passion, but he didn't have a way of doing Dick Grayson, because he was dead.
Right.
And therein lies the problem.
We can do
Well-
this. Both hurt.
I'll tell you everything.
Good.
That was the big, that was a big issue, because people would always ask Chris McKay, and he was like, well, I mean, I would like to make it, but there are circumstances why I can't.
Yeah, because your character's dead.
Because my
in that
character is
universe.
dead. Yep.
Can't make a movie about a character that's dead. And then, of course, but one thing Snyder did want is he wanted Green Lantern, but DC, Warner Brothers wouldn't allow him to put it in the movie. Because they kept saying they were going to supposedly make a Jon Stewart movie, which never ended up happening. They were dragging their feet on that. You can tag the Arkham Knight HQ on your map if you can't find it, says Daniel.
I can? How do I do that?
I do enjoy I think you just go to your map, and then you just click on it. Where is it? Just triangle it, right?
I don't know where it is.
Oh, then I don't know where it is. I don't know.
I'm looking.
I don't know. What are we looking for again?
Wait,
You
is
want me
this-
to try to
is this-
find it?
Is this...
I enjoy the DCU, but it's kind of like a jigsaw puzzle. It's like the right pieces, but they're together in the wrong way, says Moreno. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, you guys want me going to the subway?
But-
Okay.
The problem with the 10-year outline, though, is if you do have a spontaneous idea for your character and your movie takes off and you're like, oh my gosh, we could do this for a sequel, and it doesn't align with the 10-year plan, then there's a problem right there. It does kind of stifle creativity in a way, but it could also make your 10-year plan work. So that's the problem, but we're gonna really be able to see how that plays out with James Gunn, with his 10-year plan. Like, supposedly, I think that's why he's starting over. He wanted a clean slate. But at that point that he wanted a clean slate, I've already fallen in love with Gal Gadot, Jason Momoa, Ben Affleck, and of course Ray Fisher, and all these people that played these characters. I'm already fallen in love with them playing it. It's very like ripping my heart out and stomping it on the ground as a DC fan. It's like, thanks. And of course Henry Cavill, and all, so it's like,
Out of all the actors that I thought were going to carry over to James Gunn's new universe, I really thought Henry was going to make it.
I mean, Henry Cavill, it feels like they just brought him into the office and punched him in the stomach repeatedly and had him go out, because literally the person that's playing him looks like a less handsome, less muscular version of him.
Clone.
And the person playing him is not that much younger than him.
Yep.
So it's really like, why didn't they just, instead of doing that to Henry Cavill, why couldn't they just have a bunch of people jump him in the parking lot and beat him up? Because that would have been the same thing.
There is a comic book and film YouTuber that thinks that the reason why they got somebody who looks similar to Henry is because down the line they can do a story with Henry as Superman further in his career. So they can do an older Superman, like, like a Kingdom Come or something else to kind of like show that, you know, hey, you remember that dude who played young Superman? Well, here's the guy who played Superman before, and we brought him back because they look exactly the same, so we can have younger and we can have older. And that's what this guy theorizes. I don't know if it's ever gonna happen, but I mean, it makes kind of sense, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it's over. I mean, I really wish Henry Cavill, I hope he gets every role.
Let's talk about Riddler.
I hope that in his life he gets every role he ever applies for, and I hope the executives that fire him cry themselves to sleep every time they see him get a major role, because honestly, they screwed him over, and you know what? I wouldn't go back. If I was Henry Cavill, I'd be like, screw you, I'm never going back here. I wouldn't, and I mean, guys, please.
Bad Linky.
But yeah, I mean, like, yeah, so, I mean, honestly, it's like, I just have, like, DC fans have to be like, okay, they screwed a lot of the actors over, and, you know, we just have to move on. I'm just hoping that, you know, I'm just gonna forget. I have to, like, literally, I'll have to go to, like, hypnotherapy and, like, completely forget those actors even existed to try to force myself to enjoy the new movies. And that's what I'm gonna have to do, is just completely block it out of my mind. You know. So yeah, I mean, like, I think we as DC fans can do that. You know, if they make a decent if they make a decent set of DC movies, I think DC fans are pretty reasonable. I think we will, you know, enjoy it. We will still be kind of miffed at the studio for how they treated the actors, but you know, what can you do? I mean, that's how Hollywood studios are. They're jerks. What else do you expect?
More or less, yeah. Alright, so we're going underground. That's how we're gonna do this. Port Adams. And you said you're doing Pokemon. Okay. Alright, we gotta go underground. Come Batmobile.
I was already ticked off when they didn't include him at the end of Shazam, says MA. Yeah, exactly, yep.
How do we make this thing go down? Did we break the elevator?
I wish we could get Henry Cavill back as Superman, says Bowman. Definitely.
You and a lot of people.
Yeah. Thank you for the super chat, Justo Kenobi in the 60s Adam West Batsuit. Is the 60s Adam West Batsuit on the Switch? Question mark?
Yeah, but it's not very good. It looks really bad. It looks really, really bad. Not even close, but it's hideous. It's one of the worst looking suits on the Switch. They did a bad job with it.
Hi, Samson Samuel says, I'm a huge fan of the channel. Thank you so much, Samson. Thank you for watching.
We need Riddler things. Wait, where are we? Oh, there we are. Okay, so there's a Riddler thingy here. Yoink. Okay. Subway, eat fresh. Da 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 da. I'm loving it. Oh wait, no, that's something else. Never mind. Subway time.
No. Well, what? Someone at WB must hate Henry Cavill. Well, Henry Cavill has a lot of things that people hate. Number one, he's good looking. Number two, he's a decent human being. So right there, you already have a target on your back. Number three, I think Henry Cavill just got kind of screwed over because, you know, from what everybody heard, and what the rumors are, and what I heard from Luke and what, you know, other people were saying as well, was that, you know, David Zaslav went in a meeting with Ben Affleck, and of course Ben Affleck, you know, he makes a lot of money per movie. And,
I mean,
you know,
he's an A star.
So, you know, David Zaslav wanted to, I think, have, you know, negotiate his pay, and they had a disagreement in the amount of pay that Ben Affleck was willing to settle for. And David Zaslav was pretty miffed about it after talking with Ben Affleck, and I really feel that Henry Cavill was just kind of caught in the crossfires of that.
The entire Justice League was caught in the crossfire.
Yeah. And especially Henry Cavill, because Henry was playing opposite Ben's it's like they're the world's finest, you know. It's Superman and Batman. They were playing opposite of each other. You know, they met in that, you know, iconic scene where they shook hands, and it was like, you know, Clark Kent and Bruce Wayne, and they were both super tall with chiseled chins, and they looked so comic book accurate. It was scary, and they were just perfectly matched. And you know, once Ben obviously wasn't going to take a cut in pay, you know, I really feel that was the clincher. That was the whole thing.
That's
that was
the rumor.
That was the rumor that basically, you know, and Ben really shouldn't have taken a cut in pay. I mean, he's an A-list celebrity.
Because they showed Ben was outside. He met with Zaslav, and they took pictures of him, and then all these people were saying, like, there was good things are happening today. He's the blah blah blah. The Ben and Jen, it was like the Ben and Jennifer. It was either Instagram or some type of like Ben and Jennifer like paparazzi site was talking about like how Ben was seen going into Zaslav's office, and there was all this other stuff. But when he came out, he didn't look happy. So that probably was it. But again, it's just a rumor. There's like no.
Yeah, it's just what people are saying is what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we'll never know for sure, but it wasn't long after that all that stuff he did in the Aquaman movie, the second Aquaman movie, all that stuff was like he had just finished filming it like a month before, and then after that meeting, then there was rumors on the internet that for whatever reason Ben Affleck's parts are being pulled from Aquaman, and it's like, uh-oh.
Yeah, because before that time, he was almost like, I think David Zaslav did have like Gal Gadot and Henry and Ben on like posters, and he was like had them like showing in his meeting, this is what we're doing going forward.
This is Batman, this is Superman.
In fact, I remember at the time he was talking about how he wanted to push the Trinity of Heroes very hard with, you know, merchandise and everything like that.
Games, merchandise, shows.
Because for him, each character is a brand. So Batman is a brand, Wonder Woman is a brand, and Superman is a brand. So let's push those brands, t-shirts, you know, whatever. Everything, just the way, you know, Marvel pushes stuff. You know, Spider-Man is a brand.
And
Wolverine
here we
is a
are
brand.
almost 2 years later and no change.
Yeah.
The only change was we lost Ben, we lost Henry, we lost Gal, we lost Ezra was on his way out, but you know, the Justice League could have still hobbled together because you could have introduced Wally West in the next universe, and you don't, you know.
Yeah, and someone was saying, of course, and yeah, the audience didn't like mopey Superman, of course, but Henry was just playing the part of that.
He had a story progression that he was going for. He was going to start mopey and then become hopeful.
And then, of course, you could see him as a hopeful Superman in the Justice League.
So James Gunn's Superman will only be hopeful. We're not going to see him struggle, and we're not going to see him, like, you know, you're not going to see Superman year one, probably. You're going to see a Superman that's very upbeat, and, you know, because that's the type of Superman that James Gunn likes. So, I mean, whatever.
There was a militia machine, which is a riddle. Okay, thank you, OH.
Well, listen. Where is it?
Yeah, I mean, like, I think that Henry probably, I think he really liked the happy Superman. He was really excited to play that kind of Superman.
I mean, part of the reason why he came back as Superman, he even said it on his Instagram, that he was very excited because we are finally going to show you a hopeful, optimistic, and, you know, the Superman that I wanted to portray. Like, he was very excited coming back for Black Adam because, I mean, that's why Henry... you always have to get it in writing. You have to get it in writing. Handshakes and all those agreements mean nothing. You gotta get it in writing. Because, I mean, the problem was he trusted people, and people, you know, people swindled him, pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, like, somebody was saying, like, that Henry's always so kind and stuff. Why does he always get screwed over? Well, you kind of answered your own question. I mean, nice guys finish last. If you're kind to everyone... The problem is people take advantage of you.
Look at me, I'm the punching bag of the internet.
That's true, and you are kind.
I'm okay.
You're the sweetest guy I've ever known.
Oh, that's sweet. I missed a riddle thingy out here. Whoop.
But you know what? Henry wins in the end because, I mean, well, maybe he doesn't win the paycheck at the end. Maybe. Well, depends.
I mean,
and
he's doing
hopefully-
that Warhammer thing.
Yeah. But I'm saying everybody, in reality, he's a decent person. He still has his integrity. And he loves, you know, like comic books, video games, and stuff like that. And, you know, a lot of people really, really appreciate and love Henry Cavill. And rightfully so. You know, he really is, you know, he seems like he's a very humble person, and he, you know, he didn't do anything wrong to lose his role as Superman.
Wouldn't it have been nice if he could actually break that without using a bazooka? Because I can't use a bazooka to get back here. Well, I mean, I could try. Or like a drone. If you had like a bat drone, that would have been interesting. Ooh, wills. So basically I have to take the Batmobile all the way back, break that little mechanism, and then go through the tunnel, which I'm not very good at. But, can you actually shoot Batman? No.
What was your favorite game? Pyro 58? Awesome.
What?
You have to get the car to shoot the shield. Okay, thank you, Eric. Oh, we are in the car.
I'm in the car now, yeah.
Yep, exactly. Uriah is very based. Yeah, sorry, I couldn't answer your question, Decker. I didn't really understand that. Luke, also, is the 60s suit on the Switch or no?
It is. I said it's not very good.
Good. Yeah, I'm sorry.
It doesn't. I mean, at the end of the stream, I can show people what it looks like. It doesn't look very good in this. It's got problems. The problems that persist with that suit is like how it. Something happened when you ported it over. Like, I don't know if it's a texturing problem or if they. There's just something really bizarre about it. It looks like. I'm sure people have been to like one of those Halloween stores like Party City. It looks like a very cheap Party City Batman costume, but not like one that was like sewn by a professional. It looks like it was made by like somebody as like with the cheapest materials possible.
Yeah.
So it doesn't look like the Adam West suit at all. It's pretty bad. Which is, you know, it's a shame because, you know.
I mean, like, I have to...
Whoa!
Whoa.
Oh my gosh!
That was all messed up.
Well, that's a new one.
I loved watching your Disney Infinity 2.0 Marvel years ago. I still watch those videos to this day. Thank you, Pyro58. Really appreciate that. Love your videos. Thank you, Silent Night. Thank you so much. Appreciate that so much.
So, guys, looking at the map can cause the Switch version of Arkham Knight to crash. That's a new one.
I mean, you think, like, people forget Henry Cavill? I don't think so, because think about it this way, like, who's that guy? Luke, who's the guy who played Batman in one movie?
George Clooney?
No. The guy who...
Val Kilmer?
Val Kilmer?
Mm-hmm.
So, like, people remember Val Kilmer, even though he only played him in one movie. And people analyze that movie and think about his interpretation. No one will ever forget Henry Cavill. In fact, he's one of the most... one of the most comic book accurate Superman that ever has played him. And
Christopher Reeves in the 70s and 80s looked like the Superman art from, and Henry Cavill looked like the Superman from the current, like the New 52 era.
And I would have to say, I know, like, you know, like a lot of people say, well, it was a failed thing, but it wasn't really failed. It was just starting. The universe was just starting.
WB got gun shy and they bounced. That's what happened.
It was just beginning. It really hadn't even had a chance. Nobody had really even been able to tell their story yet.
If Zack Snyder was able to show his movie that he wanted, I don't think the DC Universe would have been in the straits that they were. If for some reason, because most people liked the Snyder Cut. More people liked the Snyder Cut than they did the original, like, Justice League. In fact, I think it has a, not a bad rating on Rotten Tomatoes. I think it's actually a pretty decently rated movie. So if that was the movie that people saw in theaters, even though it was going to be very long, and it would have been, like, the longest superhero movie anybody had seen. Like, what they should have done, if I'm just speaking theoretically here, if I was Warner Brothers, just like I used to do with my Let's Plays, I would have split it up. I would have been like, Justice League Part 1 is the search for the League, and then Justice League Part 2 would be the defeat of Steppenwolf, because each movie would be over 2.5 hours. Because it's too much to sit through like a 4-hour movie for your first Justice League film. They should have had the first part come out, like, year 1, and then year 2 would have been the continuation, and maybe add some new stuff to it to flesh it out. You know, but that would have been the smartest thing to do, because cutting up a 4-hour movie into 2 hours was a bad idea. This is stupid idea.
93% audience score.
Yeah, see?
Silver Surge. Yeah.
This is what Adam West looks like on the Switch, if you guys want to see this abomination. There.
Oh, wow. Terrible.
You happy?
Oh, I remember that.
You happy?
There you go.
That's what it looks like on the Switch. You see what I mean? Do you see how bad this suit looks? It doesn't even look like Batman, really. Like, they did such a bad job with this. It looks like he's wearing a bedsheet. This is supposed to be, like, sparkly spandex. Like, it's supposed to have, like, you know... It looks like somebody basically took, like, the cheapest materials possible, and they made their own, like, do-it-yourself Batman suit. It looks nothing like Adam West's suit at all. The textures is so bad.
Yeah, but I think they were going to do more spin-off movies.
Flaming Hot says he's happy. It's funny.
I think they were going to do more spin-off movies after they did the Justice League. They were going to continue.
Oh, they were going to continue it, but I'm saying based on the length of the movie, I have no idea why Jeff Johns or nobody said this. You could have left the movie on a cliffhanger.
Right.
Would have been the first superhero movie to be left on a cliffhanger, an actual cliffhanger. And then you continue it.
Yeah.
Oh,
no, I was responding to someone in the chat.
Like 6 months later or something like that.
Yeah, no, everything you said was fine, sweetheart.
Because then you would have released 2 movies. Or you could have done it like 8 months apart. Because the movie was too big. He made the film too big. You know? That's what I would have done.
Well...
Because if the critics say, hey, you know, I don't really like what you're doing with this, it's like, well, I mean, you have to come back for the continuation to get the full story. Because it was too big. It was 4 hours long. We had to cut it up. There's too much going on. And that way it would have felt like, the first movie would have felt like a Cyborg origin, right?
Yeah.
The first movie would have focused on Cyborg and Flash and Ben Affleck going and collecting the League. And then the second movie would have dealt with the League, like at the end of the first movie, they would have been defeated by Steppenwolf. Like, they would have got their butts handed to them. And then the second movie would start with their plan to resurrect Superman. Superman would not appear in the first movie at all.
Yeah.
The first part, he would not be in it.
That would be interesting.
Then you would come back with the second half, like part 2, which would be a little bit longer than the first one. Because you only need about, like, 2.5 hours for the exposition of, like, Batman going on this journey and collecting everybody, and then you come back 8 months later with the next part of the Justice League. The studio saves money more or less because they've already filmed the movie. So then they just have to market the next film, and, you know, it would have been much better that way because you still have your 4-hour film. And then if you wanted to, then you could release, like, the entire, like, Justice League Part 1 and 2, like, as a giant, like, 4-hour cut, and then release that in theaters or something like while they're working on another movie. Like, there's things that they could have done that it's just... I don't understand why they weren't smart enough to figure it out. You know? I mean, that would have made the most logical sense to me. That's why, you know, this stuff bothers me, is because people don't think about this realistically. They see, like, oh, okay, we have to, in order to release this movie, we're going to have to, like, you know, chop shop it.
I kind of realized that I have to do all the streams tonight, so I better go upstairs and at least get a half an hour sleep.
Okay.
Thank you for the super chat, Uriah of the House of Right. It's probably the texture and lighting not compatible to the Switch.
Well, yeah, definitely.
Oh, yeah, thank you, Uriah.
Did I just go backwards? No. Okay.
Yeah, sorry, honey. I realize I have to stream tonight, so I don't know how I'm gonna do that.
Yeah, I was trying to tell you to go to sleep a while ago.
Okay, well, I'm going now.
Okay.
Hopefully people keep liking.
They do. I mean, it's almost at 200 likes. So I would try to sleep for 45 minutes. It's 10:30 now. Your stream's at 11:30, 11:45. Yep, and I'll set it up. The Pokemon. Where is it? Oh, I have to set it up.
You don't need to set it up. I'll just set it up. It's fine.
No, it has to redirect, or you won't have anybody watch you. That's not how it works. Streams always have to be set up to be redirected. It's kind of like the cardinal rule. There's a Pokemon picture I can use.
Yeah, I'm gonna do at least one. Either I was gonna do a very long Pokemon stream or 2 of them.
I think you'll just have time to do one, honey.
We'll see, because I've got a lot of soda here and I've got coffee, and I have the potential to do more.
Can I just interject, please, though? Like, I'm just setting up the other stream. I just need a sec. And then we'll go back to collecting the Riddler stuff. Underground. Okay, so there will be a special Pokemon stream later. Alright. Okay, so underground. No idea where I am. Oh, there I am. And your guys' next goal is 200 if you can hit it. I know it's getting kind of late, but it'd be awesome if you guys could hit 200. The Batmobile is backwards, or where am I? I always get kind of turned around in the tunnels here. I think this is correct. Alright, wait. No, that's not it. Alright, there we go. Yeah, okay, I've made it through now. This is it. This is correct. This is correct. Okay. Now there should be a thing to blast around here. And I'm not very talkative because I have a I do have a fever, so Amber actually handled a lot of the talking tonight, which I'm very thankful for. Cause oops. Okay. Let's try to go over this. Guys, don't fight. How am I gonna get over there? Alright, try this. I don't like the loop-de-loop section. Alright, now, let's check our... Oh, wow, there's a lot of these. Oh, okay, so that's where all the Riddler... That's where it all goes. Okay. That's why we haven't been able to complete this yet. That makes sense. Oh, ooh. First try. Alright. Okay, so down the corridor. And remember, guys, like in between this stream, make sure that you guys check the video that went up today on the Nintendo Switch delisting 17 popular games, which more or less proves that Nintendo Switch is, or the sequel to the Switch is happening. And while I was actually working on that video, there was an accident that happened. I missed all that drama, but apparently there was a game developer that, based on all these Switch 2 rumors, they thought the system was already confirmed. So they went to Twitter and they were talking about some of the peripherals that they'll have for the new system. And I don't remember what happened after that, but there was a firestorm. And apparently, Jason, I think his name is Jason Schreier or something like that, had to get involved and say, oh, they were just talking theoretically that the Switch is coming out in the fall. The Switch sequel. It's just a rumor. Alright. And everybody's like, no, I don't think it is a rumor. I think the system really is now coming out September. So some developer, they're like, got in trouble. And everybody's just theorizing, but I mean, that's an interesting development. I don't know if I want to do a video on that this weekend, though. I mean, nobody seemed to care about the video I made today, because it had like a 55% like not gonna watch ratio according to YouTube. 55% of regular viewership did not turn in for it, so obviously people didn't care for that topic. So I don't know how much I'm gonna continue to pursue the whole Switch 2 thing. I might make a YouTube short about it, because maybe that'll be interesting. I don't know. YouTube is a big hit and miss sometimes. I have to activate that stupid bridge, don't I? Yes, I do. How do I do this again? Oh, right, yeah. We have to summon the Batmobile.
I need to stay within range of the remote control.
I am within range of the remote control. Then I come over here. And down we go. Alright. Wait. Okay, you're not gonna fall back now? Alright, whatever. Lock this in place. Switch back to the Batmobile. Let her fly. Wow, that looks so weird, like Batman was a puppet on a string. Okay, so now we're getting to where we need to go, which is this way. Wait. Oh, I see. Divinity... Wait, is that a riddle for Divinity Church? No. Just tells you about the old Divinity Church. Invest the easy way. The easy way. Now we know why this Predator area is called Easy Money. What is that? No. Wait. No, you can't ride the train. Can you move the train out of the way to get inside? No. Well, you couldn't do it in Arkham Knight on the PS2 or PS4, so no. All right. We made it to our destination. Subway tunnel. Love you, Ambi. See you later. 148. Subway train. Okay. Alright guys, 200 likes is your next goal. Let's see if you guys can hit that. And we are in the subway. Wait, did I do this? I don't remember this. I don't remember doing this in the story. Maybe I just kind of glazed past it and I wasn't thinking. Just kind of like, eh. But none of this looks familiar to me at all. Except for maybe that. That looks vaguely familiar. And there's no tunnel that leads into here. Okay, so there's the first Riddler thing. Alright. Okay. Isn't this where we fought Jason? Maybe that's why I didn't pay attention to this. Wait, you can't even, you can't get the Batmobile past this part. Yeah. Oh, never mind. Yes, yes you can. I take that back. Never mind. Ramblings of a tired man. Not feeling well guy. Yeah. Did not make sense. Okay, so now we're coming to this open area. No! 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 Don't do it again! Seriously? Come on! This is just... Oh, gosh. Seriously? Really? If Nintendo doesn't make a Switch 2, they aren't going to be able to run non-Nintendo games on the Switch. The Switch is done. Like, Arkham Knight is clear evidence. The Switch is old technology. It can't handle anymore. I have lost... You would literally just need to submit my entire Arkham Knight, like, live stream series of this game to Nintendo's bug department or WB to prove that this was a bad idea to port this on the Switch. I have lost count of how many times the game has crashed in spectacular ways. There's too much. It's like at least 3 or 4 times every stream, and I've done like over 30 plus streams of Arkham Knight. That says a lot. From falling through debris, getting stuck inside buildings, floating on top of things that aren't there, characters disappearing, characters punching behind you when there's nobody there, cars flying in the air. It's just too much. Pause screen jamming up? What? Oh my gosh. There's no way you can't patch this. This is like not fair to Switch owners. Like this is not right. Like I got like how long did I get between the last crash? It hasn't even been 30 minutes. It hasn't even been 15 minutes between the last crash inside the subway. That's insane. All I was doing was just looking for Riddler things. I don't even know how it crashed. The fact that it keeps crashing here in the subway, that's terrifying because it could mean the subway's corrupted. That would be bad. I might have uncovered something that'll break your game forever. If it crashes again, I mean... that is not a good sign. It's very bad. The Riddler thing is just sitting here on this chair. Why not? Thanks, Riddler. Alright. I didn't even see it say saving. Alright, we're gonna do something different. Why don't we listen to Riddler stuff while we walk around. That way you guys don't have some dead air. All Bleak Island had Riddler tapes. All Bleak Island was supposed to have Riddler tapes. Okay. Yeah.
I thought it best we meet alone, Edward.
I know what you're doing, Crane. Talking to me away from Cobblepot and the others. You're appealing to my ego.
Is it working?
Ha! I don't have an ego, Crane. I'm far too brilliant. Especially for the likes of you.
Of course, Edward. But nonetheless, we have a mutual foe.
A foe I could vanquish with but one of my cerebral lobes intact. Yet here you are, proposing an alliance that would let you bask in my luminescent glory.
But what if you failed, Edward? What if, by some underhand means, of course, the Batman were to humiliate you again?
Absurd.
I know, Edward, it's a frightening thought. How many failures can even your enviable reputation withstand? But if the Bat were distracted and tugged in too many directions by too many threats, why, then you would be assured of the upper hand.
I don't know how to respond to your ridiculous insinuations, so all I will say is this. Tell me which day you plan to attack Gotham, and maybe, just maybe, if you're lucky, I will coincidentally put my entirely separate and superior master plan into effect.
How kind, Edward. I will keep my fingers crossed.
Okay, so that's the first part of Riddler's tapes. The next part. Map crash 157, 156. Riddler tapes. Can you guys hear the Riddler tapes okay? Alright, so I'm actually near another riddle. Alright, so we're gonna play the next tape. Whoa.
Who is this? Ah, Miss Kyle. You have the privilege of conversing with me, the Riddler, Gotham's premier supervillain and intellectual colossus.
And I'm honored, Eddie. Really. Bye.
Wait. I'll get to the point. I find myself in need of your unique skill set, your street smarts, as your intellectually challenged kind adorably calls them.
I'm going to adorably hang up on you, Eddie.
No, listen. I need something acquired, something valuable.
Sorry, Eddie. It's just that I have all these clients who aren't insecure little power-mad man-children.
Fine. You may name your fee.
Information.
Ah, the most valuable commodity of all.
Scarecrow's planning something involving Batman.
I might be furnished with the absurd particulars of his ridiculous scheme.
I'll get you what you want, Eddie, if you tell me what I need to know.
Okay, so Catwoman was actually trying to get information. Interesting. I didn't know that. Okay, last Riddler tape. Riddler tape number 3.
Right, okay. Riddler bot memory formatted, adaptive AI algorithms uploaded, joints oiled. Now, give my creation life! useless hunk of dead metal. Do you want to become a semi-automated theme park mannequin? Because that's the fate in store for you.
Problem, Eddie?
Ah, Miss Kyle. You're here.
And you already have company. Almost, anyway. Did you lose your friend's battery?
Why, you... yes. In a manner of speaking, anyway. I'm depleted.
And always compensating for it, too.
Oh, Catwoman, your wit never ceases to occur. Now, I need you to procure a set of rechargeable energy cells for me. Stag Enterprises' Nimbus Tech will work. I'm sure Wayne Enterprises has an equivalent.
Got it. It's been a pleasure as always, Eddie. Except for the talking to you part.
Wait! At least take a glimpse at what it is you're supposed to be stealing. There, in the robot's chest cavity. Go on. It won't bite.
Eddie, there's what the hell? Eddie, make this thing let me go.
Batteries? You think I needed batteries? Oh, Miss Kyle, you underestimated my bespoke power supply innovations, and that was your downfall.
What is this, Eddie?
This is, you are, fate. You see, I've identified what I believe to be some sort of attachment between you and Batman. The base nature of this attachment, quite frankly, disgusts me. But it will bring him here.
You'll regret this.
The world's greatest detective does not frighten me.
He's not the reason you'll regret it.
So she fell for it. Hook, line, and sinker. Ah. That's kind of funny. So that's how that happened. And what other things do we have to listen to? Anything else? Uh-oh. What is this? Penguin? Oops. Okay, that's not done yet. I don't even know where this is. Miyagani. Okay. So Miyagani can't be finished then. Because Miyagani has... This is the subway car. That's that riddle. That's the trophy we can't get. Because it's glitched. Alright, let's listen to Penguin. Part of him.
Keep that smoke out of my face, little man.
What's the matter, Harv? Burning smell bring back some bad memories.
You're a real couple of bozos, you know that?
Enough.
Well, about time you showed your face.
Yeah, what's left of it?
What's the deal, Crane? Why are we here? Because you share something. A fear that strikes at you from the shadows, hunts you, keeps you afraid of the dark.
Yeah, we all fear Batman. Tell us something we don't know.
Like how we kill him. That's my job.
It's my job. Okay, Jaybird.
This cocky gobshite isn't the first bat fanatic to muscle in on our turf. I'd sooner piss on him than trust him.
The coin says give him a chance.
Sod the stinking coin. When I make a deal, I like to look a man in the eye.
Did you bring a footstool?
Yeah, real funny, Harv. You keep talking like that, and Scarecrow's little ceasefire ain't gonna happen.
Let this Arkham Knight run his army. Leave him and Scarecrow to chase the bat. We can take care of ourselves.
I'm having nothing to do with your bait job. Aside from my cut, of course.
You just make sure our men are armed and their guns are loaded.
Oh, don't you worry, Harv. The guns will be loaded. Every bleeding second of this truth.
So here's some interesting nuggets of useless information, but in the Arkham Knight comic books, Bane is actually at the meeting with all the other thugs planning Batman's demise, and then Scarecrow eventually has Arkham Knight kill Bane. But you notice here in the Rocksteady version of the canon, which is, you know, the real canon, Bane is nowhere to be found. So Bane's not even at the meeting with all the villains. And I believe, just like Arkham Origins, Bane gets killed because he didn't go along with what Scarecrow wanted. He, like, walks out of the meeting. And then Arkham Knight tries to kill him and succeeds. but Bane is not present anywhere in that, you know, truce meeting. Ergo, the comic books are not canon. That, you know, people foolishly paid a lot of money for. Yours truly. I bought a lot of those Arkham Genesis comics. As well as, like, some of the other Arkham Knight tie-in comics. They were all digital, of course, but I ended up spending quite a bit. I don't even remember how many I bought, but quite a few. And then I remember when I was doing stuff with the game, it's like, if I had those comics physically, I probably would have ripped them up, because I was actually writing a, Arkham Knight lore, or like a, what happened before the events of Arkham Knight. And then, once I started, like, getting further into the story, and I saw that it didn't connect, I got pretty angry. Because it was like, I can't use any of this, because none of this happened. So I was, you know, I think it went through a keyboard, if I remember correctly. I'm pretty sure I destroyed a keyboard, because I was mad. I mean, think about it. You were, you know, writing this thing, you were buying all these comics for months before the game came out, and then when the game comes out, and you're not quite done with your video yet, you know, it doesn't work. Because you can either lie and make stuff up, or you can just, I don't know. At the time, I was just, like, full of rage, so I didn't know what to do. It was just kind of like, well, all that time's wasted. That's why, you know, if I was faster at video production, I probably could have gotten that up, like, several months before the game even came out, but my problem is with all the work that I did on the Let's Play channel and other things, I just didn't have the time to do it. Like, the 01 channel was kind of like a hobby anyway. Still kind of that case. Like, the Let's Play channel is our main income, and the 01 channel is kind of like the hobby channel. Sort of. Basically pays for groceries. It's been that way for many years. Where is this? Wait, where is my Batmobile? Oh, I could barely see it. It's right there. So you're... Yo! Yo! Come on! How am I supposed... This is not good. This is not good. I really think there's a lot of problems in the subway. Like, this is bad. This is bad. I mean, at this point, I'd say the subway's corrupted. Like, the subway, there's something really bad with the code in the subway. I don't even know what to call that technical error, but that's not good. Like, that is very, very bad. What's my review of... What did I give Arkham Knight on the Switch? I don't remember. Didn't I give it a 5? A 6 or a 5? I'm leaning more toward a 5 now. Because of technical issues. Do they have autosave? They have autosave, but I think that we found like a corrupted area in the game. Like, I mean, I wouldn't want you guys to go through the subway here, but I mean, activating the map in the subway in Arkham Knight has crashed at least 30% of the time. At least 30%. Okay. The thing is, I need my map to see where I'm going. It's important. Otherwise, I'm just going to be running around down here with no particular place to go. So it's very important I see where I'm going. If I can't trigger the map, that's very bad. Gosh, I'm like scared every time I activate the map. Very skittish. It's saying it's in the next, so I go through here, and then I carefully go this way. Pause. Okay, it's just a little further. I really want to get out of this subway. Do not like it here. The thing is, I was here already. Oh my gosh, yes, thank you.
Well, well, well. 25 riddles remain. By now, your brain cells lay dying, strewn over your cerebral lining like Allied soldiers across the beaches of Normandy. Rally the troops, detective. Our final battle draws near.
You say so, Enigma. Alright, so as long as we can get the last remaining riddle, we can get out of the subway. And then once we're out of the subway, then things should be better, maybe. Oh, Misty Dolphin is having problems with Edward Enigma. Yeah. Alright. We need to go all the way through here. And then the next Riddler trophy is in there somehow. I don't see how, though. Guess we'll worry about it when we get there. And we're gonna have Batman run all the way there. Deep breath? I have a deep breath, it's just I've never... I've played Arkham Origins top to bottom, and I've never seen this many glitches in a Batman game. Like, there was maybe 30 glitches over the span of 10 years playing Arkham Origins, but I mean, it's been only 2 months with Arkham Knight on Switch, and this game has really tested my patience with stuff. It's not a good thing. Okay. So where exactly do you want me to go? If this is walled out, where there's nothing here but... I think this is the right place. Is this the right place? Kind of. I don't know, I'm just kind of hesitant that it's going to happen again. It's 3 times. What's the percentage of crashes now in the subway? What do you, how are you guys with like averages and math and stuff like that? What do you think the percentage of how often the game crashes down here in the subway? We hit 200 likes. Thank you very much. Okay. Is Arkham Origins my favorite? No, Arkham City's my favorite Arkham game. I like that one. City was my favorite. I liked being able to play as Batman and Catwoman. I liked all the challenge maps, and I liked Even the Harley Quinn's Revenge DLC was fun. It was short, but it was fun. And I really liked the story. Music, the atmosphere. It's my favorite Arkham game. Alright, that does it for the subway. How do we get out of here? We are done, right? Okay. We did it. Founders Island is done. Awesome. I've Platinum City before. I don't know if I'll Platinum City again. But I've done it before. Long time ago. City might have been the first PlayStation game that I actually put the work through to Platinum it. Alright, get me out of here. I guess I have to leave the way I came in. Hey guys, is there a shortcut out of here or no? Can I like exit or... No, no shortcut. Crap. Alright, thank you. Appreciate the heads up. This way. I'll probably go back this way. This place is all locked up. Ow. Oh my gosh, you couldn't even see the water. Alright. Okay, good. This is the way, I think. Don't get turned around. Ow. Alright, we did it. And we'll listen to the Scarecrow tapes and call it a stream. So long, Founders Island. We don't need you anymore. What the heck? It's been 8 years since I've last collected all the Riddler stuff in Arkham Knight. That's crazy. 8 years. Alright.
You should invest in better guards, Crane. And you should invest in some manners. Who are you? Another pretender to the cow? Call me the Arkham Knight. Another child of the Asylum set free. Tell me, what tortured soul cowers behind that mask? It doesn't matter who I am. I'm here because we want the same thing. Batman's dead. You made short work of my guards, but Batman is a very different proposition. One for which I am fully prepared. Those guards I killed, I could replace them with an army. An army trained in his methods. Trained by whom? Me. And what would you know about Batman? His fear. Very well. You have my attention, Arkham Knight. $3 billion is a significant investment. People are willing to pay. And what exactly would we be getting for our money? Tanks, drones, a highly trained infantry. You think you can just bring tanks into Gotham? We hold a city ransom. We create panic and chaos. A distraction. As they run scared, we emerge, take over his habitat. Every rooftop, road, and back alley. We draw him out of the shadows and chip away until he has nowhere left to hide. And no one left to hide behind. If you want him dead, why come to me? You seem capable. He needs to suffer. I suffered, so he will too. So, it's personal. Well, there are many in this city with a gift for causing harm. Not that kind of pain. The real kind. You want him afraid. I've seen what your toxin does. I want that. You're well informed about all of us, Arkham Knight. But you're wrong about something. I don't want Batman dead. I want him unmade. He's better off dead. Kill him and you martyr him. You make him a legend. But break him, humiliate him, terrify him, and hold him up for the world to see. Then he's nothing but a man. Look, you can do what you want, Crane, but when you're done, I will kill him. Very well, but know this. It will be an act of mercy when you do.
There you go. That's all the Scarecrow stuff. Yep. If you guys are new to the channel, YouTube constantly removes likes. They remove views. It's an ongoing battle that, you know, whenever they see us doing well, they kind of knock us back down. It's annoying, but, I mean, it's just what it is. It's been like that for years. But anyway, that's it. That's all. We completed. I can't believe we did both Bleak and Founders Island. All of it's done. That just leaves the... what is left? So, yep, Bleak Island is done. Miyagani is not done yet because of the glitch. We might actually be in amazing shape. Founders Island is done. Stag Airship is still missing riddles. That's frustrating. So hopefully the next time we beat up somebody, they will give us the location for the Stag riddles, because there are, it looks like, 2 left and a destructible thing. Then apparently in the movie studios we missed 1 destructible thing. That's somewhere. And then
Vengeance burns darkly inside the betrayed as they stare at reminders of debts unpaid.
And then Arkham Knight's HQ has not been done yet either. So we still have a little bit left. But we are slowly getting there. But anyway, you guys will be redirected to Pokemon. Pokemon will be starting up at around 11:45. I hope you guys will support Amber's stream. And I will see you guys tomorrow. I'm going to set up your Arkham streams. I'm going to make the YouTube short. And then I'm going to go get some rest. Also, if you guys could please check out the Nintendo video I posted today. I worked on that for several hours. trying to get that up in time for noon, and it flopped. So Amber also spent a lot of time on that thumbnail. So if you guys can't watch it today, if you could watch it tomorrow morning, that'd be fantastic. It's a 15-minute Nintendo Switch video. I don't know if I'm gonna rest well. I'm very frustrated. Because, I mean, you have to look at it from my position. Like, my position, I've been doing, like, these topic videos for over a month now. Like, almost 2 months of topic videos. This is the first one to bomb, and I spent a lot of time on it. And what I mean by bomb, it got, like, 1,000 views, and then it died. That's not a success. If it was continually being watched, it would have views, and it doesn't. Like, it stopped. It topped off around 1,200 views, and it's dead. There's no continued viewership on it at all. It's 0. So yeah, that sucks. But that's how it is. Thank you guys so much for trying to get 200 likes back. Tomorrow we'll be doing more Arkham Origins stuff. We're gonna wear another skin. I guess maybe I'll do another Lantern skin. I don't know. I don't know what skins I have left to do. So I'll do that. And then do you guys have a preference for the skin you would like to see tomorrow? As we continue the riddle stuff. I don't want to do the Adam West one, but does anybody have a preference on a skin we haven't done yet? That sucks that YouTube takes your likes away. There was a time where they were literally taking our views. Like, you missed the this summer saga where they were refusing to count our live stream views. Like, we would have, like, literally 150 to 200 people watching. They would only give us 400 views a stream. When, I mean, 200 people watching equals, like, 15 to 2,100 views. So they weren't even... They've been messing with me off and on. Like, they're trying to get me to quit. That's what it feels like. Like, I won that case, though, because basically I argued with people at Google. It's like, look, you're not doing the math properly. You know... And I had bigger YouTubers kind of help me out. Like, yeah, there's like something up with this. Like, they contacted and we won that. But it feels like they're trying to start that whole thing again. You know, like they're back from Christmas break and there's just somebody at YouTube that does not want us to succeed. I really think it's somebody who used to be part of Maker Studios. Because I know at least, like, there's a couple community managers and there's some other people that worked for Polaris/Maker Studios that actually have jobs at Google and YouTube. So it's very possible that this is just a vendetta. I don't know. But yeah, it feels like they're kind of going back to that because, I mean, you know, our views are doing really bad today. It's the first time that we dropped back down to 28,000 views after, I think it's been like 3 months where we were at a high with like around 30 to 40 views a day. 40,000, I mean. So, I mean, the fact that we're back in the 28,000 range, that's bad. So hopefully the new games will kick off soon. But, you know, it is what it is. If they try to pull their shenanigans again, I have a higher up contact at Google now, so it's just like, you don't want to keep... I hate pestering people, and, you know, I don't like playing my trump cards, so to speak. And this guy just helped me out like 3.5 months ago. You know, I don't really want to be like, hey, you know, it's starting up all over again, because I'm sure this guy at Google has stuff to do at his job. I like to be able to figure things out for myself, but, you know, in this place, I'm totally powerless. There's nothing I can do. I have to rely on others, and I hate that. Because I like doing things, you know, I like being a person that does things on a beat to their own drum, you know? And it's like, the past couple of years, I haven't really gotten to do that. And no other YouTubers ever had to deal with I've had to deal with. I've had, like, you know, I've been shadow banned. I've had videos removed from the search engine. I've had monetization removed on half of my videos. Someone's trying to make me leave. It really feels like that. It's nice that people get to choose when their retirement is, but people have been pushing me, like, to get off the platform for years, and I haven't even done anything. It's just crazy. But yeah, Pokemon's next. You guys have a wonderful night. Thank you for the super chats. Thank you for hanging out. And thank you for the memberships. Take care. I'll see you tomorrow. I'll be right as rain, probably. I'll bounce back from the failed video and try to do something else. Probably just going to do YouTube shorts that talk about game news and, like, 60 seconds or something. Maybe that'll do something. I don't know. YouTube always constantly evolves. Take care, everybody. Strong. Don't give up.